discouraged me to post in the first place because I wanted to come directly from my heart. And I mean, the things that I talked about in those particular videos that I didn't post were valid, and I really was looking into those particular subjects, but on a personal level, I wasn't really ready to talk about or share it with the wider audience. It was mainly related to religion and philosophy, science, that kind of stuff. But today, I'm like, look, I'ma just sit down and talk my mind, and you can just watch me play this RuneScape, which also I haven't played in a really long time. I decided to do some random quest just for the purposes of this video, really. I'm just going to light up. Just going to light up this candle. Okay, I'm gonna try to make sure it's not like super loud. Okay. Oh, I love that little like crackling sound. It sounds so good. Okay, let me grab another one right here. Another one. DJs. Wait, no, I'm joking. Low-key, do not rate him right now. Okay. It's so incredible how it like catches those sounds. Anyway, oh my god, guys, I have the biggest competition of all time this Sunday on the 10th of November. It's the World Pro. It's basically an international competition that's being held here in Abu Dhabi for jiu-jitsu, and low-key, it's also a test for me to get promoted and get my blue belt. I'm competing as a white belt. Dude, like, it's so many emotions, right? Like, I have always been really athletic all my life. I've always competed. The only solo sport that I did where there was no team involved was track and field, but track and field is just so straightforward. Don't really need to think anything. You just run and let the genetics do the work, kind of thing, you know. And then the rest, I was playing basketball, football, or soccer, cricket, random, I know. Yeah, and like, those are team player sports, so that nervousness was always shared amongst the team members. But PJJ, broski, PJJ, it's like, it's completely different, because once you enter the mats, you really need to survive, bro. And not only survive, I mean, you need to go in and make that was doing it previously, the girls would get really agitated and frustrated, and it just hurt me to see them and go into like a spiral, a negative state of mind every time I won. But also, they're just being losers. But I'm just so soft, bro. Like, I'm really soft. So I've been trying to like work on my mentality for this competition. And also, I've been trying to evaluate, what is this really about? Like, why did I decide to sign up for this? I'm just a regular gal, like, who has a regular corporate job, who lives at home, you know, with her parents. Like, I'm not some crazy athlete. I'm not about to join UFC at the age of like 29. But yeah, although Hamzat signed up at like in his late 20s, so maybe I have a shot. No, I'm just playing. No, honestly, the reason why I started BJJ was to make sure that I am never in a situation where I'm completely helpless and vulnerable again. In my past, I have been both in my childhood, literal childhood, and adulthood, wherein I was put in situations where I just couldn't escape, and I had to deal with a lot of physical and mental pain because of it. And I was so weak. I was really, really weak, and it took me a long time to be able to overcome that weakness and the victim mentality that had resulted from that traumatic experience. And yeah, so it was really weird. I have such a weird relationship with BJJ, like, I can't even lie. So I started it as a means to protect myself, or learn how to protect myself, right? And of course, I know I'm I know I can't do anything against men, right? But I think I have learned enough to create a situation where I can at least escape and catch them by surprise if necessary. But the weird thing is, it's such a love and hate relationship. Like, I don't even know why I'm talking about BJJ right now. I guess it's just because the competition is literally 5 days away. Oh my god, bro! I didn't even realize how much your mental, or like your mindset, can impact your emotions and your perceptions and the kind of future that you want for yourself until now. I mean, of course, I've always known the importance of being able to regulate your emotions and having a strong and positive perception on things, right? Like, I'm always advocating for that in all my videos, but I think it is at this point in time where I've really understood the intensity of that, especially when you're in a situation where you're feeling something that you think that you can't control. And in this case, it's this nervousness, right? This anxiety, much anxiety I was feeling, and it forced me to really sit down and ask myself, where is this all coming from, right? Like, going back to how this is just the reason that I started in the first place was to protect myself. And then, of course, my relationship evolved. My relationship with the sport evolved because it kind of became a place where I wanted to heal, but also I was not very happy with the way that the girls were treating me when I was performing well, because I didn't have that weird like vibes. You know, women can be so dramatic, fam. Like, anyway, it's not just women, it's not a gender thing, but yeah, girls piss me off sometimes. I can't speak for men because, like, I'm not, you know, I can only speak as a woman and my interactions with women, especially while sparring. But anyway, so I sat myself down and I'm like, okay, why do I feel nervous? Well, I really want this. I truly, really want to win. I deserve it. I deserve to be rewarded for all the hard work that I have put in the last 2 years, not only in improving in the sport, but also in healing myself and becoming a better version of who I want to be, and getting closer to that, discovering different aspects of myself. Like, the fact that I would push myself on days where I was sad, where I just didn't want to go, the fact that I remained disciplined, the fact that I quit vaping for this, which is insane. Like, what? I literally went cold turkey. And then another part of me wants to win, because I think deep down inside me, I really want justice for everything that I went through in my life, which is this mentality and being able to regulate your emotions. What is a feeling anyway? Like what is it? It's so weird, right? Like if you actually sit down to think about it and you're like, okay, my hands are shaking, or like I can feel my heart beating really fast, and you're having all these bodily kind of biological experience of an emotion, right? A body, a response of a particular emotion, right? But like really, if you sit down and ask yourself, are you that emotion, or do you exist outside of that emotion? I know, it's so weird. result, no matter the result, I know the work that I put in to get here. I know how much bravery is required to actually even step foot on the mat. And I got this, bro. I got those baton genetics, you know, I got that strength. I'm low-key, not even gonna lie, I've been like deluding myself a little bit, just a little bit. Saying, oh, how many girls can do X amount of pull-ups in the world? And I'm like pulling up the statistics to like delude myself further into convincing myself like I'm hella strong. It's really funny. And it's even more funnier because I'm aware that I'm deluding myself. But nah, we humble out here, we humble out here. Actually, like my dad told me that, Maria, you need to have an ego, because honestly, like, I think I really think I don't. But recently he explained to me that it doesn't need to be a bad thing. I think when I think ego, I think arrogance, you know, and that's something that I really dislike in general for myself in humanity, and it's a trait that God doesn't like. But like my dad and my coach explained to me that ego is actually, it's about perception. As always, ego can help you define boundaries. It tells people that these are my limits. This is the respect that I demand. These are my boundaries. Do not try to surpass them. It demands respect, and it demands honor. And I really like that when my coach and my dad explained that to me, and I was like, yo, low-key, high-key, I'm feeling that. And I've been trying to, like, I have boundaries, obviously, but I think sometimes I can be a pushover, I think. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry guys if I just rambled on so much and didn't really reach any particular conclusion to what I'm saying. I'm just trying to, I guess, like, I could end it with, just know that you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You can exist out of them. You can identify them, be aware of them. You have the power to choose whether you would like to continue allowing certain emotions to, well, I mean, it's up to you. You could let it empower you, or you could let it control you. But you need to be aware that you are, in fact, in control. Do not be in robotic mode. Do not feel like you can't breathe. Really, just take a breath. Literally, take a breath and calm down and regulate, self-regulate. Life is always going to have tough moments. Nothing is ever perfect. But as long as inside you there is peace, it doesn't matter if life is on fire. Literally, it doesn't matter if everything is burning and there's chaos. Because inside you, in your heart, in your mind, in you, there is calm. And I'm really grateful that this competition is helping me to build that who you want to be and what you want and desire from life. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna